So it's the day after the North London derby defeat, losing both North London derbies home and away 4-1 with Eberechi Eze just rubbing salt into the wounds of all of the Tottenham fans around the world. I'm still a bit pissed off. I'm not really over it. But we don't really have time to sit here, look back at what happened because we are in a relegation dogfight. And I think that defeat yesterday for a lot of Tottenham fans and a lot of rival fans looking at that all over the socials, it is starting to really sink in that we are in a relegation dogfight. And we have got some incredibly tough fixtures coming our way with Aston Villa, Chelsea, Liverpool, Sunderland, and Fulham all to play away from home. And at the beginning of the season, throughout the first 4 or 5 months, we had a very good away record. That is now declining at a very, very fast pace. We haven't won a Premier League game since the 28th of December. Since then, we've played 8 or 9 Premier League games without a win. We are in relegation form. Our home record this season, we've actually got a worse record than Burnley. Like every metric, every statistic, whatever way you want to measure the eye test, whatever way you want to look at and measure this team, we are struggling beyond belief. And right now, there is a very strong chance we actually could go down. There's 2 fixtures I'm looking at between now and the end of the season. And I said a few videos ago, the most important part of our season is between the 22nd of February and the 22nd of March. And so far, we've already lost 1 of those 5 games I'm talking about. Plus, we have to play Champions League last 16 home and away next month, which we will find out our fate on Friday. The likelihood is it will be not Borussia Dortmund. The likelihood is it will be Galatasaray or Atletico Madrid due to the scores in the last 16 qualifying game. Galatasaray completely destroyed Juventus 5-2, and Atletico Madrid take a draw into the game at the Metropolitano Stadium. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am frustrated. I'm fed up. I'm annoyed. And I'm looking at the hierarchy of this football club. And it just goes to show you how many poor signings. The recruitment has been poor throughout the years. The mentality in the squad. You look at the clip that's gone around the socials of Igor Tudor trying to push the defensive line up and Van der Ven's walking. Now, I love Van der Ven. You're captain on that day. You're the one the players are going to look at to lead this team. And I understand it's poor right now. I understand we're struggling, but this is where we're going to find out what we're really made of in the next 4 or 5 games, because we are, like I said, we're in a dogfight. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. We are steamrolling our way towards 13,000 subscribers. We're just under 500 away. So if you do enjoy the content, please go down and hit that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. And you can let me know your thoughts on today's topic, which is the relegation battle. Now, every metric, I did a video yesterday, more of an in-depth dive after the game with Sonny. And I don't like coming on here and being negative, and I don't like coming on here and having a rant and moaning, but there isn't a huge amount to be positive about. This is the Premier League table as it stands. Now, we are 4 points above the relegation drop zone. Nottingham Forest, I believe, could get something against Brighton this weekend, which, if we don't beat Fulham, we could be 17th going into the game where we play Crystal Palace. Now, out of the running of games, in the next 11 games we've got between now and May, we play Wolves, Forest, Leeds. I think we play Brighton. I think we play Palace. I think we play Sunderland, and we play Fulham. So, of the next 11 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 11 are against the bottom 10. And you might be thinking, do you know what, Emery? You can quite easily beat Forest. You can quite easily beat Wolves, etc. We haven't beaten Wolves in 5 or 6 games, right? We haven't beaten Forest this season. They beat us comfortably away 3-0, right? We gave Hudson-Odoi a complete run-in against us. You know, we are in a situation where if we don't start picking up points soon, we're going to end up in that drop zone. Now, West Ham might not necessarily beat Liverpool, but I do think that they are showing more fight and more character than us as it stands. When you look at our home record, if you go to the top of the table and go table and look at home record, we're 18th in the Premier League. We have collected the same amount of points as Burnley at home this season. Burnley. When you look at our last 5 games, we're bottom. We have collected 2 points from our last 5 games and have lost 3 on the bounce. That is absolutely disastrous. That really is as poor as it gets. You know, we've scored 6 goals in the last 5 games. The team we just lost to scored 4 against us on their own. So, like, I don't really know what to make of all of this. I really, really don't. We are fighting for scraps. The fan base, again, are at each other's necks. When you look at the quotes that have come out from certain players, the manager, you know, it really is not a good look what's going on at this football club. It really, really isn't. You know, do I believe we've got the capability of going and beating Fulham? On their day, anyone in this league can beat anyone. But right now, we're coming off the back of 3 defeats to 3 big teams. 2-0 defeat against Man United. We scored 2 goals in the last 3 games. And we have got to play. I mean, this run in here, I said that we draw against Fulham. I don't feel confident. They've just gone out there and beaten Sunderland away. And Harry Wilson looks like he is in very, very, very good form. Very good form indeed. I also look at the situation with regards to the Crystal Palace game. If we don't get a positive result against Fulham, that Palace game almost becomes a 6-pointer. We then travel to Liverpool away, Forest at home, and we've got the 2 Champions League games next month as well. So we've got 6 games next month. You know? We then get into April where we play Sunderland, Brighton, and Wolves. Now, Brighton we drew, Sunderland we drew, Wolves we drew, Liverpool we lost, Fulham we lost, Forest we lost. The only team on those fixtures that we've beaten in the first fixture this season was Crystal Palace away, which is a 1-0 away win. And then you get into the other side, we play Aston Villa away, we play Chelsea away. That Leeds United game could be absolutely massive come the end of the season. And when you look at the amount of players, Igor Tudor has said that we should have 2 games, 2 players back fit, you know, in the next week or so. Like, I don't know who they're going to be. I imagine Pedro Porro and Danso, which will be big for us because then we can put Paulinho back in midfield and we can put Danso back next to Van der Ven, and Romero will be back in a couple of games. So we could go Dragusin, Van der Ven, and Danso, if it is Danso. And you look at the actual squad we had available yesterday. Now I know injuries play their part, but the difference in quality between them and us, they're light years clear of us right now. And you think 5 years ago, we've spent more money than them in the last 5 years. And they've brought in £100 million Declan Rice. They've brought in Eberechi Eze. Of that team, we spent 40 million on Van der Ven, 40 million on Gray, 40 million on Gallagher, 60 million on Simmons, 60 million on Solanke. You know, we dropped 50, 60 million on Kudus. Like the recruitment, we've done 50 odd million on Tell. Look at the players we've got out injured. And in terms of which players are going to be back in the next couple of weeks, well, Odebear's out for the season. Davies is out till mid to end April. Your doggy's back mid-March, but by the time he's fit, probably will be the end of March. I think it's going to be Danso and Pedro Porro. Like, it really is that bad. And the likelihood is this season if we do go, we're not getting Europe next season. So Van de Ven and Romero are both going to want to leave. So what do we have to play for? Why would any top tier player want to join Tottenham Hotspur in the summer if we're either going to be in the Championship or just about surviving in the Premier League? Sunderland have come into this league with, with a situation at hand where they've got so many new signings, and as it stands, they're 7 points clear of us. Crystal Palace are 6 points clear of us. Brighton are 5 points clear of us. Leeds United, who have got nowhere near the amount of revenue streams going into their club, are still 2 points clear of us. It's absolutely unacceptable. It really, really is. We only have ourselves to blame from a hierarchy perspective, because if we would have sacked Thomas Frank in October, November, if we would have done that and brought in a manager, if we would have brought in Igor Tudor 2 months ago, we may not be in the situation we're in now. We've only won 7 of 27 games. If we don't beat Fulham, that is going to be a 25% win rate. We've only actually got one more win than West Ham this season. We've got the same amount of wins as Forest this season, the same amount of wins as Leeds United this season. But we've got 12 defeats. That is so bad. That is honestly horrendous. It really, really is. When you look at last season, like we finished 17th. This year, like it's really not looking good. Look at we haven't beaten Arsenal in 8 games. Take away the win we had on pre-season, the friendly, 4-1. 4-1 in November. 2-1. 1-0. 3-2. 2-2. 2-0. 3-1. I've beaten us since 2022. And bearing in mind they beat us 4-1. I mean, look at that. Look what we used to do. 3-0, 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 1-1. Now it's just, we're in a rut, guys. We really, really are. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think we'll stay up? Do you think we'll go down? I'm just losing all sorts of faith and anything that I had. Like, yeah. I don't know, guys. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you soon. I'm out.